Hey, as we look ahead to Sunday, today we're going to be diving into the passage that we're going to be in this Sunday, found in the Gospel of Mark. It's about this rich young man, and this rich young man walks up to Jesus and he asks him what he must do to inherit eternal life. And Jesus reminds him that he must keep the commandments, and Jesus begins to list commandment after commandment. And the rich young man says, I have kept all of these since my youth. And we're going to read this part that we find in Mark chapter 10, verse 21, where after Jesus has said, this is what you must do to inherit eternal life to the young man answers that he does it. This is what Jesus does next. And it says, Jesus looking at him, loved him, and said to him, you lack one thing. Go and sell all that you have, give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. And come, follow me. One thing that is super easy for me to do when I read this passage is to miss the part before Jesus speaks. It's really easy for me just to, as I'm reading this passage, because I've read it a ton of times, to go straight into what Jesus says to the young man, that he lacks something. It's real easy for me to skim over that Jesus looked at him and loved him. That part is key. Jesus looked at him and loved him. And I think that part is key for you and me today. I think it's easy in our world to realize what we lack. I think it's easy to know that we've messed up or missed the mark. But the gift of Jesus isn't just truth, it's also grace. It's grace that comes with the truth. Yes, the young man lacked something, but the grace said he got a chance to try and figure it out again, and he still got an invitation to follow Jesus, and most importantly, Jesus loved him. Nothing exemplifies this more for me than Romans 5:8, where it says, for while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Another way I like to read that is, while we were still sinners, while we were at our worst, Christ loved us enough to die for us. That's huge. That is so important, I think, for us to understand. Because I think there can be this notion that we have to earn God's love, that we have to come all together for him to love us, but that's just not true. And while yes, God's going to challenge us and push us and sanctify us to become more like his son, he loves us enough already. He loves us enough to die for us. And I think that's hugely important as we go into this next Sunday to remember that we have a creator of the universe who loves us. And while yes, he challenges us and pushes us and gives us truth so that we can grow, so that we can be sanctified, in the midst of that, he looks on us with love and compassion and gives us grace. Hey, I hope you have a great weekend.